Hey, it's Joe Amoya, founder and creator of GPSforLove.com. Today, I'd like to talk about a subject that a lot of the members of our GPS Love for Love community struggle with, and that's this thing called rejection. Because here's a little insight. I hope you're paying attention. Are you ready? Okay, come a little closer. There is no such thing as rejection. You see, no one can reject you because rejection isn't what a person says or does. It's how you process it. It's how you take it on. And unless there's a part of you that wants to take it personally or that wants to agree with it, you're simply going to let it roll off your back. So let me give you an example. Let's say you're dating a guy and you show up and you're being this awesome woman and you realize the guy's a jerk. And all of a sudden the guy says he doesn't want to date you anymore. You're just like, good riddance. You're a piece of crap. Who the hell wants to be with you anyway, right? So you don't take it personally because you don't really care. However, there's a guy that you're really into, right? And you really see a future with him. And then all of a sudden you find out that he's dating somebody else. And then all of a sudden you're like, what did I do? Why doesn't he want to be with me? He doesn't love me. I'm not good enough. I'm not special enough. My boobs aren't big enough. My ass is too big. Whatever it is, whatever those stories that you come up with, right? Because all of a sudden now you take it personally. Now you feel rejected. What I want you to take away from this video is that rejection doesn't come from outside. It comes from inside. It comes from how you process what's going on. So here's a little insight. Here's a little action step that's gonna help you in going forward. Anytime you feel rejected, take a good look in the mirror, take some mirror time, and ask yourself this one question. What part of me is in agreement with this? Because what you'll ultimately discover is underneath the surface is there's a part of you that is in agreement with what's going on. Maybe there's a part of you that doesn't feel good enough, that doesn't feel smart enough, that is focused on your physical insecurities, whatever it may be, because that's where the answer lies. Once you deal with that, then the problem stops. Let me give you a quick example before we wrap it up. For years, I was very insecure about my hair. You know, I started losing my hair in my early 20s, and this was back in the 80s, you know, when the hair, back in the hairband days where all the hair was out to here. And so to be losing your hair at that time was very devastating for me. And it was so devastating that I went and I bought a hairpiece. And ultimately, what I started realizing over time is that that was simply my thing. It was my issue. And that there are a lot of women who didn't mind that. Now, were there some women who had a problem with that and wanted guys with the big hair? Absolutely. But they weren't the right guys for me. I mean, they weren't the right women for me. Let me stay clear on that. You know, I'm a woman guy. So they just weren't the right ones for me. And so that I had to do my work. And ultimately I got to the point where I realized, you know what, I'm not my hair. And if a person can't love me for who I am, then they're not the right person for me. And when I met Natalie, she was like, you know, she knew I wore a hairpiece and she's like, get rid of that thing. She's like, who cares? And so she was instrumental in my journey. And that's also how you know when you meet the right person, is that they understand that your insecurities are yours and they'll love you and support you and help you get through them. So that's what I want you to take away from this, is that to just take some mirror time and take a good look at yourself and say, what's really going on here? Is this really about them, or is it really about me and what I believe inside? Because once you recognize that, you're then able to deal with that and get past it. And that's when you can go through and create the results you want. As always, I know I threw a lot at you, but we're all about getting to the real core of what's really going on. I'd love to hear from you. If there's any struggles you're currently dealing with, any challenges, put them in the comments section below. And who knows, it may turn into another video. I'll see you next time. Much love.